Can you hear us now? We're working on it. Hold on. We're working on it. Got 3 minutes. This damn woman is dramatic. Okay, avatar. Let me edit this. Stop the mic. Edit the mic. Can't hear the name. Okay, so I don't know why this isn't working. What about now? Can you hear it now? There you go. Can you hear it now, Ms. Doris? But I can't hear you. Try your mic again. Speak. See if they can hear you. Thumbs up or thumbs down.
All my stuff. I'm prepared.
See if they can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Hello, hey. Can you hear me? This is our first show. You guys are making history right now. History. We already have one person waiting on us. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for showing up. Let me go live. I have to let my followers know and I'm going live. Let's talk to them about this. Let's give them a good laugh. I want to do some cool stuff here. That way we can make sure we have it.
They can hear you just fine?
We can make sure we have it here. Here we go. So where does the music? Yeah, we should use the music in the background, right?
No music in the background.
No music in the background.
Okay, Cory, you good?
We are.
We can't hear you guys though. We got 2 minutes.
Welcome to the SableAssent Tech Education Podcast.
Wait a minute.
I am your host, Marlena D. Evans, Operations Manager of SableAssent Coin Corporation, CEO of Trending MDE LLC. Check out the waterproof accessory here.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Doris.
Can you hear me? I can hear them. Here we are.
1 minute.
Is that my people?
Good.
Hello. Welcome. I got both my people at the same time.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can only hear a little bit. I can hear you, Miss Doris. Cory, say a shout out for me. Make sure we can hear you.
Come on, ATL. What are you doing out there, ATL? ATL.
Testing.
All right. Got it.
ATL.
Testing right now. This is a special moment for everybody.
30 seconds.
You all are seeing behind the scenes footage.
Woo! Special back pass.
Okay.
Backstage pass.
You got 30 seconds, okay? Y'all live. Okay. Go.
Good evening. Thank you so much for showing up. I'm Marlena Evans, Operations Manager of SableAssent Coin Corporation and CEO of Trending MDE LLC. I'm just letting you know we have 2 special guests. This is one of your luckiest days and blessed days. We thank you all for chiming in today, okay? So I want to let you all know the ground rules. This show is about exposing our greatness that we have in the world. Here today, I am honored to speak to these 2 esteemed people, okay? We have Miss Doris. She is. Wait, first, Miss Doris, I have to tell you, she's one of our queens. Okay? We call her the community investor. Okay, she is a realtor. Am I saying it right? Tell me, guys. Realtor.
Yes,
In Virginia for almost 2 decades. She prides herself in empowering her community and helping the community. I mean, how can you get any better than that? She's the founder and CEO of the nonprofit Fertile Grounds Home Inc., which utilizes real estate to eradicate poverty. Also, she's a leader of our community development department, Miss Doris Jeffries. Woo! Let's salute. Look at that salute. Women in power.
Yes.
Cory, don't be, and we love, look at Cory. He's repping with the SableAssent.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Cory. Oh my goodness, with that background, this esteemed gentleman. He's an esteemed gentleman right here. He is the founder and executive director of STEAM Revolution, Inc. He works with our future children. I mean, nowadays we know our children loves coding and loves gaming and loves everything. And him and STEAM Revolution and everybody that's on his team is dedicated to the mission of creating children for coding and engineering and making it a perfect environment for our children to prepare for our future. And everybody, Mr. Cory has been a wonderful, wonderful addition to SableAssent Coin Corporation. Give a big round of applause to my boy, Mr. Cory Henry. Since I have the privilege of adding both of you here at the same time, I am, first of all, do you like my choker? You see the choker? I designed it. You like, oh my goodness, and your hair looks beautiful, Miss Doris, and that hat. I mean, you know, we're repping, and we're so happy to have everybody here with us. Pretty much, I'm going to ask you two both the same questions. That way we can, you know, keep everybody engaged and just make sure we're all on the same page. I'll start with ladies first. Do you mind, Cory? You don't mind, right? Ladies first, queens first. And then you just follow behind and answer the question, okay? So I got 3 questions up front already. Welcome. Thank you for coming. 3 questions already. So you're going to tell me your name, which was already told by myself, but that's okay. A little bit about your story. Like, give me a brief story of yourself and how did you start your personal business for me? So, Miss Doris, please let us know.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Miss Beautiful Marlena Evans, Queen of SableAssent. And I am honored, blessed, what can I say? Completely excited to be here. Thank you for having me. And I'm Doris Jeffries. I'm the CEO and founder for Fertile Ground Homes Incorporated. We are a nonprofit community service organization which utilizes real estate to eradicate homelessness in our communities.
Wow.
How did I start the business? So it was a God-inspired vision. Young child, family members going through homelessness. That's my experience. And it was rough being homeless. And so I have a heart to help people, especially my family. And I said, well, we need a solution to this. And I started thinking about how through my career, I'm also a nurse for over 40 plus years. And my background in real estate. And so I combined both of those attributes to come up with a plan to do this yet, stop homelessness. People need a home. Our philosophical tenet for Fertile Ground Homes is that the home is the foundation for our development. And so when you come out into to the community and the larger global world, it all starts at home. And so back in New York, I worked for the Visiting Nurse Service of New York, and I noticed something different in the poor communities when I went into the homes. There were no books. The affluent homes, libraries, books, and all of that. But the poor homes, there were no books.
No book.
And I'm saying, wow, what's going on here now? Our children don't have resources. So my whole vision coming together with Fertile Ground, I want to share with you our mission is to provide a loving, nurturing, and safe living environment in communities for families and individuals who are homeless. And then our God-inspired vision comes out of Matthew 13:8, which all of us know is the parable of the seeds. And so our mission is to improve the lives of families and individuals through educational and vocational attainment that will lead to self-sufficiency and independent permanent housing. And our motto is every community deserves a home where families and individuals can learn to excel and grow together in love. And so Fertile Ground Homes is birthed. My heart, and I don't know if I'm on track with my time, but my heart is to help people, especially through the generations. So right now we have a situation where we have babies raising babies. That's a problem.
That's been a while, right? That's been a while.
And it's been designed from my research. When back in the 1960s, they started removing fathers from the home.
Wow.
With the whole social, welfare and making us dependent on the government. And so this whole track now from 60 years now, our children are really lost, and there's no support systems for them. So what Fertile Ground does is we have transitional housing programs and supportive services that help young families, individuals, people coming out of foster care, even people coming back, being back into the community. Let's say you're incarcerated and you have to be reacclimated to the community. Veterans coming home from providing service, so the whole homelessness thing is really bad.
Pretty much all ages, all race, all male or female, everybody is covered in Fertile Ground. Okay, so we have to go over to my brother, Mr. Cory. Let us know your name, your story, and how did you start this business, Mr. Cory?
First of all, thank you, Marlena. Your necklace thing is amazing.
It's waterproof. Thank you so much.
You are doing a wonderful job. You're doing a wonderful job facilitating this discussion, and it's a pleasure to be here with Ms. Doris. The vision that she had is a very prevalent vision in our community, especially.
Yes, it is.
If you have any heart, then the heart starts at the home. Right?
Yes.
Family unit starts at the home. So I appreciate her heart for the people, for people who feel the most hopelessness, and it's those who don't feel like nobody cares where they sleep at night. Right? So
yes, sir.
Thank you for doing that. My name is Cory Henry. I'm an former Army officer. I'm a West Point graduate. I'm an Iraq War veteran, Bronze Star medalist. I left the Army and went into corporate America. I've worked in the steel industry. I've owned my own trucking company. I was running a brokerage and an agency for a 1,000 truck company. My wife is also a West Point grad. She is, we have 5 kids. She's been a Edible Arrangements franchise owner for about 15 years. So, we've been in corporate America. We've started our own businesses. So naturally, the next evolution of service for me was going to be in the nonprofit space. So I'm very passionate about education. I'm a systems engineer. I'm very passionate about engineering and the effect that it can have on the mindset in general. So we started our nonprofit working with youth who I wanted to help get into the academy, especially that came in communities like where I grew up, where it's not affluent homes. The likelihood of someone like me being able to go to West Point was very slim. I was the first Black person from my entire county, Lee County, Florida, to ever go to West Point. So, so as I look back on my role and my responsibility to the community, I wanted to create a better pipeline out of our communities into the service academy, because our soldiers need to see us in leadership, and not just as the soldiers, but as the officers, as the colonels and the generals, and a lot of that pipeline is supported when they go through the service academies into college for ROTC. So that kind of birthed the vision of STEAM Revolution. But STEAM Revolution is we take science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics into disadvantaged communities, public housing communities, opportunity zone communities, to create a different reality and create a market where a market doesn't currently exist. So we focus on things like competition, race cars, drones, coding, blockchain, cybersecurity, all of
now,
those.
Mr. Henry, is it all children or is it adults as well?
We focus on anybody who needs an educational pipeline into the digital transformation realm. And digital transformation is the most jobs out of any field in the world right now. If you are involved in digital transformation, you will always have a job right now. You'll never be jobless. So we try to take those low-hanging fruit and integrate that into the community.
Love it, love it, love it. So I need to ask you both, we'll go back to Miss Doris.
Yes.
I just want the world to know, even though I feel like you've already answered this question, but I want to know what comes from your heart on what is special about your nonprofit or your business. What is so, why did you choose that to be the reason why you're doing what you're doing? Ms. Doris, we'll start with you.
Yes, thank you. Kind of, touching on what I said before, but what makes us special, in my perspective, is that we provide free services, knowledge, education, and access to resources, that information. A lot of people, you have to pay for some of these classes. We provide free. One of our platforms is financial literacy education, so we provide that free in the community. And we, as far as making that connection for people who come and need help, we have a housing education resource center. So people who need direction. I'm a realtor, so I have all those connections for people who need housing, and so the special thing for that I think I do is make the connections happen and communicate the information needed to bring us out of poverty.
That's a good point. And how about you? How does how do you feel your business is special? And even though like I said, you guys touched on many points, Mr. Henry, but why did you get involved completely in what you're doing?
I try to be a strategic thinker, and even down to my involvement with SableAssent, I try to look at things further out than normal. And as a community, I think we need to be looking at our 50-year and 100-year and 200-year.
Yes.
And not just so focused on the right now. And as I look at those and I think about how we can leave an impact, it's, the future is going to be tech. The future is digital. The future is drones carrying people from one destination to the other. And the future is us being connected in ways, in decentralized ways that we could have never, ever, ever imagined. And we need to be so. My passion is around pushing us to be more of the creators of the future and not victims of the future.
Got it.
As long as we're designing it, then we design it in a way that it supports the things that we need and that we want.
And to our listeners, we have listeners. We always want to welcome you. We appreciate you for chiming in today. We have Miss Doris and we have Mr. Cory Henry. We're really passionate about what we do. I'm just honored. You all, please take notes. Please try and connect with everyone here. I mean, I'm just so honored to be, hearing about what you do. It's just so powerful to me. Okay. And I just want to know, like, Miss Doris, like, has your particular business, impacted your community, or how does it impact your community in a way? Like,
absolutely, it does. And the major way is because we utilize real estate. So there's like Mr. Cory just said, there's a plan, a long-term plan. So we want to do community revitalization. And so by having these homes, we also use, the concept of people coming together, living in the same community and helping each other. So, in alignment with SableAssent, our motto for each one teach one. Amen. And they come into the home. So our structure is we use programs that target. I designed a curriculum around our transitional housing program and supportive services. Okay. So the curriculum, it teaches, as I said, we're not getting the education we need for our children. So this curriculum that I've designed actually helps with behavior modification. Again, like Mr. Cory said, it's all about the mindset, so hence fertile ground. And it can fertile ground to the mind, okay? And then our thoughts, like seeds. So the seeds come already done. They get into our mind, like fertile ground. And God's purpose for earth is to what? Bring forth life.
Absolutely.
And reproduce it. So
especially when you plant great seeds, especially.
Amen. Yeah. Amen. So that's what we're going to do is teach the children to make sure that they're getting the information and the thought process and behaviors. The all behaviors learn behavior. So whether that behavior is what we innate or it's acquired, it's learned. So the community I look at as like an organism. The organism, all it wants to do is survive.
That's it.
It's to survive.
It does everything, Yeah.
That's our ecosystem. That's our ecosystem. And that's why I'm so happy to be with SableAssent and the ecosystem, because
we are so blessed to have you. You've been there with us from the beginning. We're very blessed to have you. We're very honored to have you. And with you being busy and being able to partner up and being one of the first registered Black-owned businesses on our platform, it's just we're just grateful for you as well. But I want to ask my brother, Mr. Cory, how has your business impacted the community, or how is the future plans going to impact those communities there?
Yeah, we I think the impact that we've had has been more opening some eyes.
Yes,
seeing these kids. I remember we took a trip. We went to Little Rock, Arkansas, and we had about 300 kids from the public housing community, and we took them to the med school there, and let them play with a sheep's heart and a human heart. And one little girl said, "Wow, I was looking at that human heart, and I realized I can do this, right?"
Aww.
She said, "I can teach this, right?" And it was that moment that let me know, yeah, these are the permanent changes in lives that we can make. All you have to do is just set the tone for what they can be. And if you show them what they can be, then without a doubt, you totally shifted their narrative. So absolutely, I feel like we're saving lives. And I think we are changing the trajectory that some of these kids are on and showing them the opportunities that they can achieve.
I see the excitement of the children in STEAM Revolution and how you spark interest and everything. So it's definitely beautiful. And I want to ask Miss Doris, you've been with SableAssent for a while, and both of you all are team members, very great team members, very dedicated. and helping us go along the way and believing in the mission. So I just wanted to ask both of you, but we're going to start with Ms. Doris. How do you feel that SableAssent will help your business? Because I know we all need expansion, because what you both do is so incredible. The world should know. The world should, why, but it takes time. But I just want to know what made you, partner up with SableAssent. Like, how can SableAssent help your business, Ms. Doris?
Thank you, Queen. You know that Mr. Speaks, it's an endearing statement, okay?
Yes.
All love. When I met him and we started talking, he literally had me at hello.
Daryl Speaks is the CEO and founder of SableAssent, just so you know.
Yes. And so immediately the energy, the synergistic energy and alignment of Fertile Ground's mission, vision, and SableAssent, there was the cohesiveness was right there. It was no brainer for me, no brainer. And I locked arms, as you know, and here we are, continually moving forward in the great work that he's done to bring us to this point. And so SableAssent, for me, a partnership is going to help Fertile Ground achieve its mission through the business. This a nonprofit and private, business, regular business, for-profit businesses, we need the same things. It's just that the revenue is the problem with nonprofits. I'm quite sure
Yes.
Cory understands that, running one. And so we'll have all those aspects of, global exposure, the ability to form strategic partnerships, creating collaborative initiatives within the ecosystem, recruitment, HR, payroll, all those things that SableAssent is going to do for us, seamless transactions. But one of the exciting things I love about SableAssent is the quarterly, donations to nonprofits, because we need that help. We need that help. So anyone who owns a business and specifically nonprofit, cause marketing, we need that. SableAssent is providing that for us. And I'm completely on board and excited about that. Thank you.
Absolutely. And the same question to you, Mr. Cory Henry, how do you feel that you're partnering with SableAssent, and, how do you feel SableAssent will help STEAM Revolution?
Well, I think as we look at why do we want people to have jobs, it's about eradicating poverty, eradicating homelessness, eradicating inequality, inequity.
Yes.
And I think SableAssent represents, a clear path to eradicating those things. So,
yes, we will.
Those of us who form nonprofits, it's mostly about how are we going to affect people, right?
Yes, sir.
And we think about the expenses related to affecting people. You would hope that the energy that you put into it would ultimately make a dent somehow in the eradication of all these things that we spoke about. I think SableAssent, number one, there's not another currency out there that has even stepped forth to say that we put any percent of the revenue that we generate towards helping Black nonprofit organizations and Black.
Yes, sir.
So that in and of itself let me know enough about, whether or not, the if was never even questionable after we knew what the mission of this company was.
Because we know the world needs this. We all collectively know that this is the respect that we all deserve. All of us globally, not just in the United States, but globally. Shout out to Europe, shout outs to UK, shout outs to Africa, Ghana. So I mean, you know, come on, Cory. You know people, Miss Doris. You all know people all around the world that need, especially, you know, with transactions, as Miss Doris mentioned, and help with all of these things. So we're just so excited. So you know, my next question was kind of piggybacking off of this, you know, but I think that what can we say to our listeners and our viewers, you know, I'm not going to ask this personally anymore. I want to know, why should anybody adopt being a team member or being a part of our mission of SableAssent, like, or even if you want to be personal, like, why should anybody adopt, you know, being a part of SableAssent? Why anybody should want to purchase on latoken.com? You know, why should anybody want to, you know, be a part of SableAssent? You know, I just want to hear it from you guys, because, you know, I can preach about it all day. You know, Ms. Doris, we'll start with you.
Yes, thank you. So I know that our vision of ourselves, you know, our self-concept, that starts how we look at outside the world. And so Black people, our community, I want to be gentle when I say this, because it's love, but we have to stop looking outside of ourselves.
Yes.
Solutions. And so what SableAssent has done has changed, Mr. Sphinx, disruptive, okay? Disruptive. And the technology itself. You know, we know the stats, the Black dollar circulates less than 6 hours, Ms. Seven?
Yeah, 6 hours in the Black community.
And so we have to bring that our sense of self, and instead of looking at outside of ourselves for validation and approval and value, that's got to come from within.
Yes.
And so SableAssent does that for us. Yes, and that is why I'm talking to our audience who are business owners, consumers, nonprofit organizations, everyone. We need to bring our value back home to us. Yeah. And then, you know, not looking outside, you know, as you know, there's inherent bias in all things. Absolutely. And how I got it with education, my understanding, when I was younger, you know, I had a friend, right? And she told me, oh, it's not her job to teach her child. That's the teacher's job. Mind you, the teacher's white. Not hating on any white people, but the teacher's white. And it's her job to teach her son. And I said, no, baby.
I'm like clutching my pearls here. Like, that's crazy.
The reality of a lot of our people, that is someone else's job. You know? So we got to bring that back home and stop looking for validation outside of ourselves. We are SableAssent is the solution to everything in our businesses and around the world. So welcome home.
Welcome home.
And come join us.
And Mr. Cory, I want to ask you the same question, going back to Ms. Doris's point. Like she said, our dollar is only circulating amongst the Black community for 6 hours. I always want to stress that point so that it can, you know, kind of like stick in our minds that this is what's happening. Yet we spend $1.3 trillion per year. That's just in the United States. We spend $5 trillion per year all around the world. And that's just us beautiful Black race, the beautiful Black race, not anybody else. That's how much money we're spending in the world. So I just love that point. And, you know, they know I'm passionate about it. That's why they like, let her make that point. Okay, Mr. Henry, back to you.
You know, for me, I think it's about if we're going to remain in the United States,
yes, sir,
the people, we're gonna have to have an understanding about maximum economic value, right?
Okay, now talk to us about it. Now, what's that?
Everything in this system is economics dependent, meaning that your experience in America is totally different when the economics around you is different, right? When you have no economics, you have a bad experience, and that is regardless of your race, right? Bad economics, bad experience in America. Good economics, good experience in America. So I think for us, the more that, we like to run to where, or as a doctor, you want to deal with the issue that is the most life-threatening, right?
Yes.
In America, the most life-threatening issue is poverty, right? Because you can't afford the things that you need to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of anything, right? If you have not reached your economics. So SableAssent is an opportunity for us to maximize the value of our own businesses, right? And establish a platform for us to invest in our own communities and not expect some outside force to be the source of jobs, education, food, validation, economic prosperity, votes, laws, rules, regulations, everything. They're your cybersecurity, they're your source for your water, the source for your internet, the source for your TV. I mean, at the end of the day, if your situation does not lead you to a place where you feel pride, then you have to put your resources in places that will allow you to shift the energy around you into a place where more you feel pride. I feel like SableAssent is going to help a lot of us be a lot more proud about our businesses, a lot more proud about our nonprofit organizations, a lot more proud about our publicly traded institutions, a lot more proud about our institutions of learning, a lot more proud about our neighborhoods and the streets that we grew up on. We won't consider them the ghetto in the future. We won't consider them the disadvantaged community. We'll take the dis off of the advantage in our community, because technically our culture, our survivability, our resilience, our creativity is the sauce on the meat and noodles. You understand?
Absolutely.
It would just be meat and noodles without the sauce that we bring into every situation. And that's in the military, that's in corporate America, that's in real estate, that's in technology, that's in every invention that our community has created since we have been here, that has been either literally stolen from us or bought for the cheapest price you can imagine. So for us, it's going to be about upending the economic cycle that we've been on. And I feel like SableAssent is a critical piece to that infrastructure.
Absolutely. We are so excited. And I'm just, this is history here. And I don't want anybody to feel some type of way, but Miss Doris, Mr. Cory, I call you guys all the time, text you guys. These are the most, ladies and gentlemen, patient. They are so patient and they are so attentive. And I want to let everybody know the website to know more about Fertile Grounds Homes and Steam Revolution really fast. We only got a few minutes left, and I'm going to have all of my Black business owners go and register, their Black-owned businesses. But what's the website we can hear about everything else, further information, Miss Doris?
Thank you. Fertile Ground Homes, Inc., INC.org. Thank you.
Got it. And how about you?
And we're at www.thesteamrevolution.org. Thesteamrevolution.org.
Steamrevolution.org. Fertile Grounds Home
Inc.
I want to make sure I said it, so they can go on there. That's great. And please go and register your Black-owned businesses for free at www.SableAssent.com right now. Join our global ecosystem. It's important that it's important to accept what we're doing, circulating our Black dollars amongst our Black communities, trying to eradicate poverty, as my partners has already said. My name is Marlena Evans. I am Operations Manager of SableAssent Coin Corporation. I am so glad you all chimed in. We'll see you next week, same time. Please be here. Don't be late. And I just thank you so much. And just to let you know, if you go on latoken.com, we are there. SAC1. That's what we are known as. So you just can, I don't want to get technical right now. I just want to let you know that is SableAssent, SAC1 on www.latoken.com. If you have any problems registering, please go to www.SableAssent.com. We have a step-by-step tutorial made just for you. We appreciate your time. God bless. See you next week. Thank you so much, Cory. Miss Doris. See you soon. God bless. Namaste. 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 Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Ciao.
Ciao. I love you, girl.